Okay guys, so this is going to be the existing HVAC system that we're looking at. One of the big things we're looking to do here, guys, is a complete rotation and movement of this entire HVAC system. You have the existing drain line coming right behind here, and actually the floor drains right behind this water heater tank. We want to rotate this though, so it's actually facing right up here in this corner, which of course will block out these both air exchanges that are allowing more fresh air in here for the combustible air for this gooseneck right here on the furnace, as well as for this water heater. With that, we'll need to add some new ones, which my thoughts would be most likely right here, up and down if we, or up and down if we need to on that guy, just because the furnace is going to come out way over here. It's about 28 inches deep for that guy, or we can add in a cold air return access right here, just a grill right here to allow more fresh air to come in from here. I believe they usually keep this door closed though, which would mean it'd just be coming from this airflow area. Another thing we could possibly do is actually, instead of these two, we'd actually put them on that side. But that's actually where I'm planning on having quite a bit of duct work for this system. So the main issue that they're having right now is that their main floor is obscenely hot and they're not getting really good airflow up there. So with moving the furnace, putting everything right here, stacking the AC on top of it, because the AC freezes, not functioning as well, and then the basement's frigid while the upstairs is really, really hot in the summer and the AC is not even keeping up. So the idea here would be go ahead and put the system right here, hook it up to this existing ductwork right here, run either turning vanes going this direction or a high efficiency takeoff right there. And then the main reason I'm saying that is because there's a lot of airflow that needs to go over here and down that way, which we might even need to add turning vanes actually inside this to direct that airflow, so there's no pushback or any backflow coming off of this duct right here. I'll show you guys where that's all running to. So it runs directly over, and then we have this entire supply line that it feeds this entire basement. And I'm assuming they have a couple more runs off of that because their floor joists are running this way. This is going to be the existing cold air return and the only cold air return. It's a 16 by 25 and it has a 16 by 25 by 1 filter in there. I would like to keep this entire setup. Really no sense in changing that out, but we will get rid of that existing filter and we'll just leave it so it has that fresh air, that cold air return working. And then on here, this is actually where I'd want to build quite a bit of ductwork to connect all of that to the furnace coming in on this side, put the furnace on a base can and have one filter right underneath the existing furnace. And we'd be doing a 16 by 25 by 1 with a filter rack. And I'd probably do a pre-built system because you have 82 inches all the way up to where it actually starts to run for this entire setup. So that's the thought process there. You might need to make this quite a bit bigger too and make this more of a run, because you can see that's way bigger to match the plenum versus this branch line right here that we have coming off the main supply and trunk line. So that's kind of the idea. So furnace, AC coil, base can, everything right here, filter rack, and then to the right, if you guys can imagine, a cold air return, probably another base can, quite a bit of ductwork, and then a 10 by 20 actually running all the way up as high as we can, right about to this point, and then we actually need to basically fish it over, go up, and then this will be where we will run a cold air return duct over, and the thermostat's actually right up above that, which will be perfect to add a cold air return into. This is an older house, 1978. It's all drywall though, as you guys can see, so not lath and plaster, so there shouldn't really be as much issues with that. And I'll show you guys upstairs in just a bit, but the other thing I wanted to mention was you have this gas line as well as this electrical line that's running right here. It's hooked up to the water heater on this guy, and then the electrical, of course, is for the furnace, which gives you quite a bit of room to run it. But if we can go ahead and take that and more or less attach it to the new plenum and access right here, that would be way better to actually give us that space. And same thing with the gas line, if we can turn it at this T-point and make sure that it's coming out more away from it, mind the venting, of course, but that way that'll allow us to have more space and actually come out and go over. We will have to redo this exhaust venting on this one anyways to actually get a cold air return to fit between this, because you maybe have maybe 4 or 5 inches in between the actual existing ductwork and that guy. So that's that. And yeah, we can go ahead and bring that over. I'd try and keep it a little bit high if we can, and then just bring it directly over right here and drop it down to where the existing furnace, or the new existing furnace, will be at. This is quite an intensive job though, guys, so yeah, just take your time, make sure everything's done correctly as you guys always do, and let's just take care of them on this one. So that's kind of the existing setup. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Greg is always a good resource as well if I'm not available. And that's kind of the gist for down here.